What's happening, vinyl community? Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you guys are when you're watching this, and a very Merry Christmas to all of you. Well, it's that time of year again. Everybody's posting their finds of the year. I've got some time to myself tonight, and the house is nice and quiet, so I figured what better time than now. 2025 has been a great year, both in my collecting life and my personal life. I'm in a different job than where I was earlier in the year, more money, closer to home, closer to family, and all in all, better fit for me, uh, both stress wise and just general life wise. Um, in my collecting life, went into 2025 with a specific goal. I've been focusing more on music out of Africa, uh, Zamrock, Afrobeat, that kind of thing. I just went into 2025 with the goal of trying to find as many high end originals as I could, thinking, it can't be that difficult. Joke's on me. Uh, Few friends in the vinyl community, specifically Dylan at Noble Records, Placebo Records on Instagram, to name a few, they helped me navigate the complicated world of collecting African records. Everything just gave me advice on uh, sellers, what to look for, what to avoid. Because unfortunately, the fact that a lot of these albums have to come from the third world, there's a lot of scams, that kind of thing. You might get a message saying, "Oh, this album's VG Plus," and you get it, and it looks like a skating ring. So it's a difficult world to navigate. But through the kindness of folks in the vinyl community, the people that I consider friends, I was able to avoid some of those challenges, and was able to walk away with some pretty amazing pieces this year. And there's a couple on this list that I was very shocked to acquire. First two came in by way of a seller out of the Czech Republic. His Instagram handle is Music That Shapes. I will link his profile down below. He also has a Discog store. Great seller, very kind guy. Has worked with me a lot this year, and I found him just purely by chance. I was looking through for one of the titles on my list. I'd already owned a couple copies of this first album, but I wasn't happy with them, and I found a VG Plus copy online through Discogs, or messaged the seller, which turned out to be this gentleman. Sent me pictures and said, "I think he'll be very happy with this." We came to a fair price, and he sent it to me, and the rest is history. This is a William Onyeabor, Anything You Sow. This is a 1985 Nigerian press. Beautiful, beautiful condition. The jacket's really nice. I mean, a little staining on the top, but I mean, this is about as close to, I'd say, VG Plus as you can get. I'd owned two copies of this previously, and they weren't anywhere close to this. Vinyl is beautiful. Solid VG Plus. Now, the thing about African albums is they can look like this and still have noise. It's just the quality of the plastic that they use to produce these albums. But again, solid VG Plus. Plays a little bit of noise. Again, quality materials, but beautiful copy. And again, that opened up my business relationship with this gentleman. And I asked him, "Well, do you have anything more like this?" And he said, "Well, send me your list," and I did. And through a little bit of negotiation, because this is his personal copy, I got this from him. This is a William Onyeabor Tomorrow. This is one of the albums that basically everybody knows from this artist, specifically because of the track Fantastic Man. There's also a documentary out there for free if you're curious about this artist, on YouTube by the same title. Fascinating gentleman, very reclusive compared to some of the other artists in the Nigerian music scene, Afrobeat scene, like Fela Kuti and stuff like that. Very quiet dude, didn't do a lot of live performances, and then in 1985 he just dropped out of the music scene entirely and became a religious man. But again, beautiful example of this album. I mean, and the camera really doesn't show how nice this album is, really. I mean, aside from a little bit of edge wear, beautiful jackets, amazing luster on the coloring, and again, wax, really nice shape. This is his seller's personal copy. He really didn't want to let it go. It took some convincing that he let me have it, and really happy with this example. Was very surprised to pick this one up, especially because I've been looking for examples of this album for quite some time, and every single copy that I got offered was just trashed. So again, I was really excited to get this, and one amazing addition to my collection. The next two were big ones, and I was extremely surprised to acquire these this year. The first one, again, I'd owned multiple copies of this album, but again, they were just beat up. They were crackly, and I never expected to find a VG Plus copy or even close to it. But one copy of this album popped up on Discogs out of a seller in Italy. He said, well, it's VG Plus initially, but he's like, well, it might be VG, high-end VG Plus, so I'll knock the price down a little bit. Couldn't say yes fast enough. This is Ricky Ilonga, Zambia. This is the first Zambian press, excuse me. High-end VG, low VG Plus, a few marks on it. Beautiful jacket, which is one of the challenges with these albums, is finding a clean jacket, because these are usually the first thing to go. They're usually missing huge chunks out of them, so finding a nice example is really hard. Still plays with a teeny bit of noise, but this is the cleanest copy I think I'm ever going to find, and I'm really happy I was able to get it. When I got it, a little bit of a side note, this is just when the whole tariff thing was going on, not to get political, so had a bit of an unexpected surprise paying a little bit extra for this when I got it, but it was well worth it. Ricky Ilonga is a legend in the Zamrock scene. He's one of the few surviving artists still around. The other one is a gentleman by the name of Jaggery Chanda, who's the lead singer and the original singer for the band Witch, We Intend to Cause Havoc. Ricky's music style is all over the place. Some of his later stuff was more reggae. This is, that's what I can describe as sort of like a psych rock / folk album. A lot of guitar on it, but the lyrics are just, some of his songs are very, I would say very leaning towards folk. Tracks like Shebeen Queen and Stop Dreaming Mr. D. This album is very much available as a reissue, so if you want to dip your toes into the Zamrock genre, I would highly recommend picking this one up as a good introduction, along with some of Witch's material. But was really happy to add this to the collection. I mean, this was a major one off my list, and I was actually shocked to find it as quickly as I did. The next one is again another massive one from Zambia. This is Blackfoot, The Footsteps. This album came in again by way of Europe. Seller had it listed as VG Plus. Again, I'm always skeptical, but he sent me pictures. More high-end VG, low VG Plus. Plays loud with a little bit of noise, but few light marks on it, that kind of thing. But I mean, they don't turn up like this. I was really happy with it. Again, jackets, really nice. A little dirty, but beautiful example. Blackfoot is one of the legends in the Zamrock scene. I would say their music, instead of being more rock, it leans more towards a little bit of rock, but more kind of like the James Brown kind of thing, soul, that kind of thing. But it definitely has some rock elements to it as well. This one is a very difficult one to find, period. So to find a nice example, I was completely over the moon when I got this. And picked this up late late November. The final one is, while it's not the most expensive album on my list, it's the one that I have the strongest connection to. Before I show it to you, a little backstory. If you don't follow my channel, my mother grew up in Africa, southwestern Africa, so I was exposed to a lot of Afrobeat and that kind of thing early on in life. And as a teenager, I discovered Fela Kuti for the first time. There's a compilation I owned that had one of his biggest songs on it, and I played it to death. And when I got into vinyl, I told myself I was going to find a nice copy of this album. And I'd owned 2 copies of it before. Again, none of them came close to this. This third one came in by way of Music That Shapes. It's my forever copy. And when I tell you that he went through over a dozen copies to find the one for me that I wanted, I'm not joking, and it was well worth the wait. This is Fela Kuti, Zombie. This is a original Nigerian press on Coconut Records. Jacket's beautiful. No writing on it, no tearing, just a little bit of edge wear. Vinyl is beautiful. I mean, it's solid VG plus. This album, I cannot tell you how much of a personal connection I have to this album. Again, not to get off into politics, but you know, I'm a great believer in fighting for what's right. And Fela was a man definitely to himself. He challenged the Nigerian government on multiple things with his music and his politics. This album really was the thing that escalated it to a point of no return. The title track, Zombie, is the reference is basically soldiers that act like robots, basically being ordered to do whatever by the government, basically acting like zombies, like robots. Nigeria at the time was under military rule. Obviously, that was a pretty strong critique of the government. Needless to say, they weren't too happy about it. And in the end, it actually prompted the Nigerian government, the Nigerian military rather, to invade Fela's personal compound. Fela was beaten. A lot of folks in his compound were beaten. And sadly, his mother lost her life in that exchange. She was thrown from I believe, the second floor balcony of the compound and sustained injuries that did not allow her to survive. Most people would probably have just backed off and said, you know, I can't continue this. Not only did that not stop Fela, it actually made him stronger and more fiercely determined to promote change. He's definitely somebody that I greatly admire, and a lot of people talk the talk, but very few walk the walk, and Fela was one of those that did both. And I would say he was definitely a lion as far as both his musical talent and his social political views and his determination to promote change. So to add this beautiful forever copy to my collection really was my #1 pick for the year. And I cannot thank Music That Shapes enough for helping me find this forever copy. But that's it, guys. It's been a pleasure sharing all this with you. If you like what you see, please click like and subscribe. Again, a very Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and we'll see each other again in 2026. You guys take it easy.